It's budget time in the legislature. Can you tell us what that means?
Yeah, this week was policy cutoff, and we also are at the point in session where budget proposals are being released. The state has three budgets: operating, transportation, and the capital construction budget. And I'm the assistant ranking member on capital construction budget. The operating budget pays for most of the day-to-day operations of state government. The transportation budget pays for roads, public transportation, and other transportation-related investments. And the capital budget supports construction, acquisition and maintenance of public schools, higher education, state buildings, public lands, parks, and a lot of other great assets that are in your community. The current fiscal cycle ends on June 1st, so we need to write and pass new budgets before the legislature adjourns on April 25th to fund these operations for the next 2 years.
What can you tell us about the capital budget proposal?
Well, I'm really proud to say that we worked with both sides of the aisle to craft a very good and very large capital construction budget. It's the only fiscal budget where a supermajority is needed to pass, so it's truly a bipartisan budget. Our House proposal includes more than $5.5 billion for statewide construction, repair for buildings, parks, infrastructure, and other projects in our community that help create jobs and economic opportunities. In the 20th District in Southwest Washington, we've included nearly $138 million for local projects, including $70 million for the Office of Chehalis Basin to deal with flooding and fish habitat, $3.5 million for the Lewis County PUD for a substation and transmission facility in Winlock, $2.2 million for pedestrian overcrossing replacement in Kalama, and funding for great things like the Seminary Hill Trail Project in R-Centralia, as well as a bunch of other parks and recreation projects. If you want to find out more information about all these projects or more, you can go to my website, representativepeterabbarno.com.
The Senate operating budget proposal includes $357 million from a capital gains income tax that has yet to be passed. What can you say about this and other tax proposals?
Yeah, it's the three U's. The capital gains income tax is unnecessary, unpopular, and unconstitutional. The revenue forecast released on March 17th shows that the state is bringing in an additional $3.3 billion of revenue over the next 4 years. The state's also expected to receive $14 billion in federal stimulus money. So we have plenty of money to fund the necessities and priorities of state government. That makes the capital gains tax unnecessary. Also, the voters of Washington rejected various forms of an income tax 10 times, and that includes 6 constitutional amendments that they rejected. Our state has a competitive advantage for businesses throughout the state, throughout the country, and throughout the world, because we don't have that income tax, and people know about it, and they voted against it over and over again. That proves the capital gains tax is unpopular. Lastly, our state constitution prohibits a graduated tax, such as the proposed income tax on capital gains. State courts have also repeatedly ruled against several forms of an income tax. That makes it unconstitutional. Look, if supporters were truly concerned about a regressive tax system, why not lower taxes on all people or even on low-income families that are impacted the most, rather than just raise taxes on some?
What's the process going forward on these budgets?
They're going to have a public hearing on all three budgets in their respective committees, such as Capital Budget Committee, Appropriations Committee for the Operation Budget, and the Transportation Committee. Once they move from committee, we're expected to vote on the transportation and capital budgets around Friday, April 2nd is what we're hearing on the House floor. And we're scheduled to take up the operation budget for debate and passage the next day on Saturday, April 3rd. All the budget proposals, both from the House and the Senate, are going to be posted online for public view. You can go to leg.wa.gov and look at the fiscal.wa.gov website to find all those budgets. You can get more information from my website, representativepeterabbarno.com, which you'll see on your screen right now.